Peter Ridsdale, very much the public face of Leeds United. Well, the pre-match mood very positive at Portman Road today. Shared European excitement for Ipswich and Leeds on Thursday, both coming strong in second legs to make it to the second round of the UEFA Cup. Domestically, well, a different story. Ipswich slow into their Premiership stride. Leeds have been critical of their own form in the league, though their results have been very impressive. And of course, returning to the top of the table, within reach again for them this afternoon. A draw would be enough to take them above Arsenal and Manchester United. If they finish above those two, I guess they would surely be champions. It's a bit tight down there in the Portman Road tunnel. Not too much exchange of views, though, from the two sets of players. Well, it has been a remarkable month of football. September started with England in Munich. It finishes, as far as the Premiership is concerned, here in Suffolk. It's Ipswich Town against Leeds United. It's live right after the break.
Out of your screen, push back up. If you want to test your knowledge, push the red button. Let's join our match commentators, Andy Gray and Martyn Tyler.
Nigel Martyn very much on standby for England with David Seaman's shoulder problem. He didn't play for Arsenal at Derby yesterday. England will be hoping that Ferdinand comes through today unscathed as well. But it's Premiership points at stake at Portman Road. Neither side quite at their best so far this season. In Ipswich's case, very much reflected in the league table, 17th. Just 5 points from 6 games. But not so Leeds. 14 points so far, and their best ever beginning to a Premiership campaign.
If you could touch out there today, Mr. Tyler, it has been throwing it down here. Very slick surface. Any ball that's fizzed into a front man, he needs a pretty assured touch.
Mills also hoping to be involved with England in Manchester. If you're a Player Cam fan, Jermaine Wright is available for you if you're a Sky Digital viewer on channel 404. Stewart. Armstrong has happily recovered from that head injury that we saw when we were here 2 weeks ago for the Blackburn match. In from the right-hand side, Finidi George. Magilton. They do like to pass it, Ipswich. It's a feature of their play, a pleasing feature of their play, but they're also conscious that you've got to pass it quickly. And it might just be the surface to do that slick. Wright, who is right-footed. Hreiðarsson wondering about a longer throw towards Armstrong. Wright's cross. Oh, Stewart nearly got to it. It was bouncing in behind off Matt Holland's contact with the cross.
Pretty deliberate chest it was down towards Stewart. Martin knew what he was doing, Matt Holland. So did Ferdinand. Pretty calm defending.
Armstrong has gone behind for the goal kick. And if he is needed, Nigel Martyn, it would be a World Cup debut. He's played in Euro 2000 qualifiers and of course in the finals against Romania. That late call for David Seaman. And the referee's down. Andy dare say it always brings a laugh. Even to the commentators. That's Armstrong's touch. And some very quick recovery needed by Leeds United. It came from Matteo.
Well, that's probably in the one situation where it does let them down just a bit, pace up front. You can think of one or two who, having just got ahead, wouldn't have been caught. But Matteo very quick in recovery.
Well, with Mark Wilnis in the team and his excellent left foot, Ipswich have a centre-back taking the corners. And with some devilish curl on it as well.
That's a lovely delivery. I think if you can deliver it the width of the goalposts and get your players attacking it, then that's what you would want. That one was.
Now the left footer from the right. Wilnis gives way to the right footer from the left, Jermaine Wright. Magilton didn't come quickly to him. Header wide from Viduka. Kewell.
A bit of history with you, Wright, by any chance, Mark?
Ian Harte.
Ian Harte, sorry.
Yes, Marcus Stewart sending off in February.
They don't forget supporters, do they?
No. Ian Harte was accused by the Ipswich partisans of making too much of the incident. Stewart and Armstrong. The two players forward for Ipswich. McGreal takes the free kick. Armstrong coming in on it. Watched well by Danny Mills. Hreiðarsson. Here's Magilton. Makin. What an important goal it was in Moscow from Finidi George. They had to score to stay in the competition. He got the first, and Marcus Stewart stepped up for the penalty, having failed here. At the end, Ipswich are attacking in this first half, most notably in the first leg of that first round UEFA Cup tie. Stewart's header, and a defensive one from Ferdinand.
They did well though, Ipswich there, Martin. They made it difficult for Leeds to get out. I often feel that when a defensive team's got a throw in there, you've got to make it really hard for them to get out of the corner.
Batty. Viduka using his strength. And then just swinging an arm. He didn't like the persistence of McGreal, and
yeah, he does have a little swing here. He gets a little bit knocked because McGreal's got hold of the shot. It keeps going, it keeps going. There's another little tug, and then there's a bit of frustration comes out. Fortunately, no contact anywhere.
Mills. He's also got to read the history on this ground as well. He was red carded in a playoff semi-final in his Charlton days. Harte that they're picking on at the moment. More recent incident, of course. He's come across to take the corner. With Bakke in the team, there's plenty of height for Leeds, but they need more elevation on the corner itself to impose that height. Harte tries again. Off Hreiðarsson's head. Given away by Wilnis. Kewell. Maybe some room for Ipswich to play into here. Stewart in sweeping wide has made Armstrong check back. Yeah. Magilton. Stewart supported by Wright. Stewart wants it back again and gets it back again. Ferdinand drawn out of the middle. Leeds are filling it in numbers. Back by Wilnis, and it's presented a chance to Armstrong. It would have been a fortuitous pass had it led to a goal, but it was an opportunity nonetheless.
Yeah, there's no even any question of offside. He comes from a long way back. He's not even past Ian Harte, and it's halfway there. I think that's a great chance. If you're Alan Armstrong, you're really disappointed with the quality of header you've just had.
It wasn't as if he was taken totally by surprise. He'd read the potential, and that was effectively just a clearance by Wilnis. Well, George Burley knows that goals have been in shortish supply, and There was a chance to get in front against a team that is so capable, well, home as well as away, but the away record is almost astonishing. Just lost at Highbury at the back end of last season, did Leeds, on their travels in the year 2001. That's in the Premiership, of course. They let themselves down in Europe, in Portugal recently, to put that right last Thursday.
And they get good protection as well for the likes of Bakke and David Batty, in particular, Martyn in front of the back four. That's what's made them miserly as well. It hasn't just been the performance of the back four and goalkeeper.
Makin's cross, and a bit of an inquest there between Danny Mills and Nigel Martyn. They've had some crosswords before this season.
Well, if he has a picture of that, that's just a nervy punch there from the goalkeeper. That's just drifting harmlessly out for a goal kick.
Armstrong challenging. That's McGreal. There's some distance to the Leeds clearing from Kewell. Makin. Work from Ian Harte. Viduka. Keane. Bowyer's a long way offside had it been played forward quickly. And the flag has stayed down when Bowyer finally got possession. Even that must have been close.
Big interception from Wilnis there, Martyn, as Bowyer tried to slip Viduka through as well on the back of that move.
Hreiðarsson. No summer signings by David O'Leary, but he knows he has to get the squad bigger in strength, and he knows who he wants. He's not one just to dive in and make short-term buys. When you look at it, Andy, we talked at the start about Alan Smith still being out, and if you look at the Leeds bench today, they're short of a recognised striker. Especially when they will tell you, the Leeds staff, that they don't really see Harry Kewell as an out-and-out front player, although he has done that job, and of course would do it, I guess, if circumstances dictated today.
I think that's the thing. I mean, I think that's why they can afford to take the time, Martyn, and David can afford to take his time. Kewell wouldn't want to play there all the time, but certainly has the ability to just play off a front man.
So Ferdinand who gave it away, and it bounced up, and Ipswich think there was a hand used by Matteo, and it should be a penalty.
Well, the hand wasn't used. I think that what he does is he's brilliant here, Stewart, because he's just trying to nick it round Matteo. But it's just a matter of whether Matteo could do very much about that. I'm not so sure he could have done. You could see what Stewart was trying to do. He was sucking the run in of Matteo, and he was just wanting to reverse the ball in behind him. The only thing I would say in this situation, if it doesn't strike the arm here, then Stewart's through and goal. And the ball doesn't get deflected back into Matteo's path. That might have been a harsh one, though.
Well worth a shout.
Go on.
Magilton. Here's Makin. It's been a brisk start by Ipswich. Hreiðarsson. He's certainly adventurous down the left-hand side. Wright. Good idea. Back by Magilton. He's still on the back foot. Stewart looks to place it. Hits the post. That's the way it's been going for Ipswich so far this season.
And not only that, not only does it strike the post, what happens? It goes straight down the throat of the goalkeeper's despairing dive. Fabulous effort.
Stewart hooks it on. Finidi George. Armstrong.
Oh, a yard lower that ball, and Armstrong's in front.
of course, have done the travelling to get here for this game, but that's relatively easy compared to what Ipswich have been through. But Moss going back. No lack of momentum from those who made that journey in these opening minutes. And Marcus Stewart, a millimetre or two from opening the scoring here.
It's a great example of having more time in a penalty area than you think. He's got to bring it down. He's got to have a look. He's got time to do all that because he's so clever. He brings it away from Batty. He knows where he wants to play it. He's beaten the goalkeeper, no doubt about that, but absolutely no luck.
Finidi George. Loops up off Bowyer. Looked forward by Mills. Magilton. He's troubling the midfield of Leeds, Finidi George, by coming in from that right-hand side. Not always being picked up, and Mills can't get it accurately away.
This is a man with the ball just a minute ago, Jim Magilton, Martin. He's the one who's pulling the strings at the moment. He's getting plenty of the ball. Not only that, he's getting time and space to pick players out.
Oh, and that was all credit to Mark Venus that time. That was an absolute peach of an attempt with a long-range pass to find Armstrong.
I think what I would say about this start, this is pretty much the kind of start that Ipswich had when we were last year against Blackburn. They had a fantastic half hour of the match.
They did get a goal.
Yeah, got the goal but couldn't go and close it out.
Mills. Turning Hreiðarsson, just too deep for Viduka at the far post.
Yeah, it's disappointing when you can commit men in there. Bakke was in there along with the two front men.
Kewell is now being watched by player cam. Sky Digital, channel 404.
For
Sereni so far, the Ipswich goal.
I think that's
McGreal, tight on Keane. Batty. Nicely played, disguised pass by Harte to Kewell.
good line. Good line. That's a trademark Bowyer. Anything that's coming from the left, you can bet he's going to be running in on the angle, trying to get ahead of the front two.
Jim Magilton will be interested in this because his brother-in-law, Steve Staunton, plays for Aston Villa. Villa are 1-up against Blackburn. Another match that's been moved because of the clubs in the UEFA Cup. Although, of course, Villa no longer in the UEFA Cup. Makin. Decided to defend pretty much by standing his ground rather than actually challenging Marcus Stewart for the cross.
Nothing wrong with that. As I say, if he gets his body in a position, there's nothing to say. He's got to step out the way in the rules and let Stewart get a header. It's good defending. He knew there was no one behind him.
Bakke. And Keane is in behind Ipswich here. And Sereni, when called upon for his first save of the game, came up with a vital one.
Oh, it's a great save this, from nothing as well. The flick on, the looking, is he offside? He isn't. It's the ball on the wet surface. It skips in behind the back four. Keane does everything right as far as I'm concerned. It's hard, it's low, it's across the goalkeeper. But what a magnificent save that is.
Corner for Leeds United. Bowyer decides to go wide. Makin. Robbie Keane there, looking for the angle of shot that he found on Thursday night. Shouldn't forget the Republic of Ireland. Got an important World Cup qualifier against Cyprus coming up. Well represented here, Robbie Keane, Ian Harte, and of course Matt Holland. McCarthy will be watching anxiously.
And this is one of these Harte specials. Martyn was going to try and whip it in, sort of in line, bending in line with the far post would be the perfect line from here, and get players going in for any slightest touch.
Bowyer. Mills. Well, they tried a variation there.
Didn't quite work, did it?
No. Back to the original, play the percentages. Matteo, of course, Scotland, his country. Latvia, World Cup action coming up for you at the weekend on Sky Sports.
You're planning now for 2006, is it?
Well, some talk there might be new management required, Andy. I don't know whether you're available.
No. I enjoy my life.
In round the commentaries.
I enjoy my life too much, mate.
And that's with the greatest respect to Craig Brown, who of course still has the job, and knowing Craig, I'm sure would like to keep it. And he's done very well.
This is at Magilton in this little spot I was talking about, Martyn. He just almost plays just behind everybody. Lets the midfield players go ahead, but always available. Always seems to be open.
Well, Andy D'Urso has had an eventful season already, the referee. Patrick Vieira, Dennis Wise and Stephen Gerrard have all seen his red card, so players like Harry Kewell have got to be careful throwing the ball away just then. And now it's a free kick conceded by Leeds United. Viduka chugs back to help the defending, watching John McGreal.
No, I'd be surprised if this doesn't come in. Ian Harte didn't take the opportunity to put pressure on. This is a different free kick. Coming away from Nigel Martyn, I expect this. Tempted players to go in after it.
Oh, it's a brilliant free kick. And Marcus Stewart this time puts it in the bottom corner. 1-0 Ipswich, thoroughly deserved.
You can't argue with a free kick like that. He might be playing centre-back, he might be in because Titus Bramble's injured. But my goodness, they don't have another player on the pitch that can deliver a ball with this quality. Right on the money, I would say. Stewart knows where it's coming. He goes early. Wilnis doesn't disappoint. There goes Stewart across the front, across the defender. You only need a foot. That's all you need to be in front of a defender. Defender can be as tight as they like, but if the ball's on the money, it just needs a glancing header. Stewart provided that.
Very well rehearsed, and a merited opening goal for the side from Suffolk, and Stewart's onside here. It's Stewart crossing this time. Read it out on the cover by Harte. Bowyer pinches it from Hreiðarsson. This is Keane. He's drawn the defenders towards him, and he's still got the ball. And he's picked out Bowyer. First touch wasn't great, nor was the shot.
Yeah, chance went. As soon as the first touch was less than Premiership quality. But how he keeps a hold of this ball, Robbie Keane, he's very dogged and determined to get it through. But once the angle was that acute, the keeper wasn't really troubled.
Ipswich holding a high line. Bowyer trying to run in behind them, and he'll be annoyed the ball didn't come quicker. But it came perfectly for Marcus Stewart.
He comes very, very early. Danny knows who's marking him. As I've said before, if I was your front man, that is a perfect ball. Because you don't break your stride, you don't have to jump, you're just directing it. You're using the pace in the ball and directing it wide of the goalkeeper.
For Marcus Stewart, only a second goal in the Premiership in 11 games, going back to last season, of course. But there weren't many lows for him last season. One of them was the red card here against Leeds, so maybe some personal revenge in the air. That's the way to exact it too. But the ball from Wilnis, just absolutely pinpoint. From another planet?
Well, oh, I'll leave that for you.
Please delete. Finidi George. Magilton pulling those strings again. Armstrong just with a hand out, pushing into Ferdinand.
Now Jim Magilton will be hoping that this is the state of this game for the rest of it, Martin. He's really been on the ball, probably as much as any player on the park, more so. And in so much space at times.
Only the second goal that Leeds have conceded in the Premiership this season.
And we were there when they conceded the other one, weren't we?
Sylvain Wiltor, but the scoring team against Leeds that night lost. There's plenty of time for Leeds to recover, but they just haven't got into the stride of their play. Wilnis again. Still looking to switch it to Armstrong, who'd drifted wide right. Mills. That's really summed it up for Leeds so far. Bakke need to break up the play in midfield better, and Bakke trying to do that. And David Batty, who's normally so good at doing it.
I think that's the first time the ball's arrived at Jim Magilton. Pressure was on him immediately. And again, ball up in the corner. It's important to squeeze in here, make life difficult for the defending side to get out.
Armstrong. David Batty likes to play in front of the back four, doesn't he? So with Magilton dropping deep, it's more Bakke's job to try and curb his influence. And one of the front men maybe, but Hreiðarsson crosses, Ipswich on the attack again.
Well, Bakke would be the one, because Eric Bakke likes going the other way as well, Martin. So if he went on to Magilton and marked him a bit tighter, you could think, oh hey, and if Leeds win the ball quickly, Bakke could spring from there.
Pushing forward with the ball is Batty. Leeds throw. More than a slip by Keane. Bowyer. Scraped away by Wright. Holland. Very composed work by Ferdinand. That was a touch, wasn't it? Attempted pass aimed at Kewell by Matteo. Couldn't get through. Right. Stewart's flick. Beautifully worked back to him by Armstrong, but again, but he's got such speed of thought, Marcus Stewart. I think if he'd got genuine Premiership pace, he'd have 50 caps for England by now.
Well, if he was Owen or Cole-like in that situation, he wouldn't be caught, would he? A lovely piece of football between the front two.
cross. Knocks it to safety.
Well, he just indicated, I think he took a little kicker when he tried to retrieve the ball, and Rio Ferdinand came round in the cover. Little knock, I don't think it's a strain or a pull, which was important. A knock, he can run off.
Stewart was dropping short for the ball to feet then, and with no apparent difficulty, just annoyed that the pass was hit long. Batty. Mills. Keane's dummy. McGreal was concentrating towards the side of the ball, or Viduka. Keane, very quick turn. There's Bowyer who just knocked it through.
This is an important little nudge, I have to tell you, Martin, as it comes through from John McGreal. Just did enough to unbalance the little front man as he goes to hit this. There's more of a threat from Leeds the last 4 or 5 minutes of this match.
Been a decent response. Played the best football since going behind. They've only been beaten once in the last 22 Premiership games, Leeds United. Kewell. Harte.
Yeah, just off, I thought myself. I don't think they should get disappointed. You see, he just goes a fraction early, Robbie Keane, but what Ipswich are doing, they're encouraging people to run in behind them, because they are holding a line fairly high up the pitch at times, and you do that against the likes of Bowyer and Keane in particular, Martin, then you're risking a chance of them getting it right once, and then you won't catch them.
Headed on by Finidi George, and I wonder whether Nigel Martyn might have been able to take charge of that situation. Rio Ferdinand obeying the main principle of defending. If you can get to the ball, deal with it. It's cost a corner.
I think the presence of Marcus Stewart just behind Ferdinand influenced the goalkeeper. I think that's maybe why he didn't call for it. And if there's no call, then Ferdinand knows he's got to deal with it.
It's Mark Wilnis on the ball at the corner. It's Hreiðarsson coming in. This is Jermaine Wright. Tries not to set himself up for the shot. Back to Wilnis, back where it all started with the corner.
That was a lovely ball in again, you know. Hreiðarsson made a good run. He was bumping and boring with Rio Ferdinand, but got himself ahead of the Leeds defender, but only just short of making contact with the cross. They've got a 2v1 if they want to use it wide.
It's still Venus Armstrong. And maybe Batty in the end able to let it run, but why do the 2v1 when Mark Wilnis is whipping the corners and free kicks in so dangerously? But it was on, as Andy spotted. Bakke giving it away. Makin. More space than Stewart might have expected. This time he took too long in setting himself for the shot. Viduka. Kewell.
They'll take him on. Hreiðarsson's back into the box here. They don't get offside. He checks his run really well, but he's got one defender now between him, Harry Kewell. Thought he might commit Hreiðarsson to tackle him in the box.
Chorus of disapproval again for Ian Harte. They do go 2 against 1 here, Leeds United. Batty. They should get there and keep it in. Back to Bowyer. Kewell. Seemed to change his mind at the critical moment. Ipswich might be able to break forward. Switch of the play.
I think it's just an example of what I talked about, the surface being pretty treacherous, and that ball just sat up horribly for Dominic Matteo.
But he got something on it which was important for Leeds in the circumstances. Here's Viduka. Harte, Batty. Viduka, and again both sides are pushing up, and certainly runners like Bowyer from midfield will feel that they'll get one right sooner perhaps rather than later.
Yeah, I think if the ball had come from Batty there, it might have been a more difficult decision, but once the pass was played and then it went through, well, he just couldn't check his run. But he won't stop going.
Finidi George with a cross, but it's not the best ball in which they played. They've played some very good ones into Nigel Martyn's penalty area. Just over 10 minutes to go to half-time. Food for thought for the Leeds United manager, and saw Brian Kidd, Jason Wilcox, one of the substitutes in the second row. Wilnis with the header. Viduka.
And it goes again. That one must have been closer. That must have been closer. You see Bowyer pulling. I don't think he is. I don't think he's offside when the ball's played. Others might have been. But Bowyer. It was a tight one. And that's the thing about keeping going, because if you do, I guarantee you that flag will stay down one time. Even if it's just fatigue from a linesman.
Well, lack of concentration, even that can happen. Here's Finidi George. Comes out to Magilton. Stewart trying to guide it down for his striking partner Armstrong. Hreiðarsson with a long leg. Leeds have roused themselves, no doubt about that.
I think this has typified the season, man. Even this 45 minutes, and pretty good play from him, but some ordinary stuff as well.
Kewell.
Offside again. Yeah, I thought so. It's dangerous, but if you get it right, I mean, it's such an effective defensive tactic to use. Out they come in the header. You can see that. The bend in the run isn't enough.
Armstrong jumping into Ferdinand. Harte. That's too straight. Slips away from Bakke.
He should be a bit better than that for me and Harte. That was
more football programmes for you tonight. Football special with all the weekend's goals, including the Sunday Premiership matches. 11:45. The Night Owls a bit earlier. Monday Night Football special. Andy and Richard. And Andy's final analysis on all the Premiership points of view. Swirled away from Ferdinand. Armstrong trying to make something of it. Now by Matteo, he looked around disappointed with himself for a misplaced pass. And, good periods in this first half, and Ipswich have been impressive in possession. Martyn very much the busier goalkeeper, but Matteo Sereni's made one fine save from Keane. here is Keane. Batty. Into David Batty with an awkward hug. He had to volley it forward, not easy to control. Keeps going out, this is score.
Well, if he gets one between the sticks, we'll have to count it as a shot, I guess.
Heavy work by Wilnis. Been around a long time, 34 years old now. Back in the Premiership scene for the first time this season, very effectively so far. Makin. Magilton. George supplied by Stewart.
Oh, that's a pity. That was lovely football from Ipswich. Really a little cameo of what they're all about. The passing and movement was of the highest order there.
Keane's off again. Viduka this time.
Again, this one's close, but he just gets ahead of the defender. He's trying to put the brakes on. You can see that. He knows that. He knew himself. He'd just gone a little fraction early. But it's getting closer.
One win, Derby, one loss, Charlton, one draw, Blackburn. The Ipswich home record so far in the Premiership. Whereas Leeds have won at Arsenal and Charlton and drawn at West Ham. Kenny Mills a scorer in that win at the Valley, which he must have loved as a former Charlton player. Bowyer. The ball with his feet for a tall man, had it Bakke, but one too many defenders around him in the end. And he uses his size to block from Jermaine Wright. Keane. Kewell, who's the man in form as far as goal getting for Leeds, 3 in his last 2 games, and he'd have fancied him for another one there, and another block, and that was certainly in the back. Appealing for handball for the other one.
There have been a few people here after the referee at half-time. And Harry Kewell found the back of the net, Martin. And all of them would have been Ipswich fans. Fine save. And we talked about Sereni, he's had a virtually a spectator. He's been in that goal. He's had to make 2 saves. This is the one here, and I think that is handball. I think that might have been given and should have been given, but when it hasn't been, again, Keane's ability to hold it up and find someone, and that's a brilliant save, I have to say. Fantastic to get down that quickly, that close to your feet. Good goalkeeping.
£4.5 million. The price for Matteo Sereni. Still hasn't had a clean sheet, although he might claim one because he was unbeaten before he was red carded. The match against Leicester. Harry Kewell was looking around at Makin angrily.
Well, he thinks Makin's followed through here and just caught him. I mean, it's his touch that lets Harry down here, but he felt that Makin might have just followed through with the arms, clipped him on the side of the head. And that was danger. Lovely crossfield pass.
Bakke. Stewart having to come deep, just to secure his position at half-time. Goals very hard to come by against Leeds United this season, so if you do get one, you have to make sure you defend the position properly.
I think there's still enough in this game for Leeds United. That's the one question that we're looking to see answered today, is whether Ipswich can go on. I thought they got really nervy against Blackburn second half, and David O'Leary, I think, will be aware of that, conscious of the fact that at half-time he will have something to say. George Burley, on the other hand, will be emphasising the positive sides of the first half.
Hreiðarsson was looking for Finidi George. Starting to keep an eye on Matt Holland, and this space, although Leeds trying to get around Magilton here. They play around the front men, Ipswich, and get Magilton on the ball. Hasn't been quite so conspicuous in the second phase, if you like, of the first half. Matteo really grateful for the pace in the pitch. Early and certainly untidily. George got to it in the air against Ian Harte, and it was Mark Venus's distribution on the restart, asking the questions. Magilton further forward this time. Armstrong. Obstruction by Matteo. Seen that work.
Yeah, well, Dominic Matteo might think I was always going to be first, but when you turn into the front man like that, into his run, into his path, and it's always going to be obstruction. Well, Wilnis is trotting over. This one will be there. In swing, and if he takes it, you know that.
Of course, Mark Venus did score in this game for both sides last season. He whips it in low. Might have been goal bound. Keane got in the way. Just 1 minute of added time. Ipswich, a very good first half for the home side. Stewart, the scorer. Mark Venus set it up with a splendid swinging free kick. And Leeds United, looking to go back to the top of the table, are behind in Suffolk by 1-0 at the break.
They're reasonably okay. Perhaps Harte could get himself forward a little bit more as well. But they've also got to be careful because, again, Holland and Magilton in midfield are doing a good job for Ipswich. And I think Stewart and Armstrong are looking quite lively up front for them.
Let's rejoin our match commentators, Andy Gray and Martyn Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. The current ground improvements here will eventually lift the capacity to 30,000, still far short of the 38,000 Portman Road record, and that was for a visit from Leeds United, an FA Cup quarter-final back in 1975. Robbie Keane, for you player cam devotees, and many Leeds United fans will be hoping to see plenty of him on the ball. If you want to follow him personally, Sky Digital Channel 404. Leeds, one of 3 unbeaten teams in the Premiership, all of whom put their records on the line today. Chelsea have drawn at Fulham. Aston Villa have beaten Blackburn. What of Leeds United? A goal down at the start of the second half against the Ipswich Town team that have risen so far to the challenge before them today. Milks. Hreiðarsson able to let it run. Well, as Richard said, I was at White Hart Lane yesterday, and Alec and David Beckham, the Manchester United captain, said it was calm at half-time at White Hart Lane in the Manchester United dressing room. But David O'Leary has been known to speak strongly to his young players.
I think he'll have wanted more, Martin. I'll have asked for more, but I don't think they need a lot more. You think of the 2 magnificent saves Sereni made in that first half. It's not going to take an awful lot to give Leeds a bigger share of this game.
There's some uncertainties, as you referred to in the first half, Andy, some uncertainties at home from Ipswich. Already this season might just prey on the minds. Bowyer. Kewell. Of course, what Manchester United did yesterday was score straight away at the start of the second half, within a minute.
Leeds up 3 down, fortunately for them.
We just wonder had that goal come 10 minutes later. Anyway, we shall never know. What we know here is that Ferdinand has come across to stop Ipswich sweeping forward, and he has to wonder what Marcus Stewart's going to do. It's a cross. It's Finidi George, and he didn't seem to see it. Certainly not quickly enough.
Well, I'll tell you what, this great run from Magilton, Mark, because it attracts the attention of a couple of defenders. That means he can open himself up. Stewart put the cross in. Very close to connecting.
Keane. Kewell wanting it just rolled forward, but Keane keeps the ball. A direct end product, but leads back with Bakke and Bowyer. And now a corner. There's no doubt that Leeds United have an inner spirit that has served them so well through difficult times, off the pitch as well as on it in the last 12 months. And that spirit needed in the second half here. Too high for Ferdinand, but he'll stay forward. It's another corner. Just one goal this season for Mark Viduka. We saw it at Highbury back in August. Harte.
I think, as I said right at the top, Mark, I mean, you look at the goal scoring list in the Premiership, I think Harry Kewell's the top goal scorer, I think, with 2 league goals. And I think that, but what I did say was there's 7 outfield players of the 10 that have actually got goals. Only Batty and the 2 centre-backs haven't scored in the league this season. So you do get goals from all over the pitch when you do watch Leeds. But what they do want, they want somebody like Hasselbank, don't they? I think that's what every big club that's ambitious to win the title. They did that. But that's what they want. And at the moment, Mark Viduka hasn't quite sparked it off this season.
If memory serves me right, he was slow into his stride last season. Maybe that had something to do with the Olympics. Hreiðarsson. Here's Mills. McGreal trying to steer it down the touchline towards Finidi George, who on that occasion was wide right. He certainly wasn't there the whole time in the first half. Licence to roam.
I think what's going to be interesting is the fans' reactions as the second half progresses, Martin. And if Ipswich don't get a second, for instance, I think they're very conscious of the fact that I think it's only Derby this season that have actually scored more than 1 against.
King. Bowyer took it on the burst. Flag is up.
Well, that's the only contentious thing about that one is, was it Makin who played the ball, or was it Bowyer? Certainly it might have looked offside, but this is a lovely little link-up again, and that's Bowyer to a tee. And as the ball comes through here, you see Makin come across. He makes the tackle there. And I tell you what, the flag is up, but there's a lot of people might have thought that Makin actually played that ball across when he block tackled.
Armstrong. Here's Magilton.
Doesn't get up there often. His is more a holding role, his is a more responsible role. But he's got better feet than this, he'll be a little disappointed having gotten there. Didn't strike it better than that.
More than 2 years since his last goal here in a league game. Keane. An important toe for McGreal to get in there, and it's the easiest ball to strike, but Sereni didn't show any obvious lack of confidence and connected reasonably well. Wright. Stewart. Makin. Oh, and Leeds have lost track of Finidi George.
Oh, that's poor, isn't it? Oh. Time and space to put it in an area, and his quality as well. It's a giveaway.
Right. Magilton. Armstrong joining Stewart in the penalty area. Armstrong challenging.
Good cross, good leap. Unlucky with the header.
Viduka. It's better from the Australian. Was starting to go up against Keane. No need for it to go up.
Well, this last chance ends. Tucks it back on his right foot, and it's a lovely ball deep to the far post. So Armstrong would like it to be played. He's only fractionally wide with it.
I'm sure if he's called upon, Nigel Martyn won't let England down. He's around the international scene for the best part of 10 years, despite only 17 caps. To remind you again, David Seaman with a sore shoulder, and anyone who saw the goal that he let in Athens in midweek, to see that as mitigating circumstances. Magilton taking a bit of a risk.
There's better pressure from Leeds, though. You can see, I think, that one of the things that David O'Leary must have said was, when we haven't the ball, Leeds United, I'm talking about, you must press quicker, you must put them under pressure all over the pitch. Blackburn did that. I think they upped the tempo of their game, as Graham Souness said after that match, and made life more difficult and started to get a little bit of territorial pressure.
Viduka. Now Batty. Bowyer. Green is doing very well, and they're long in the tooth, the two centre-backs, but they haven't played much Premiership football. McGreal stepped up from Tranmere, of course. They're doing well at curbing Keane and Viduka. Ferdinand. Batty. Now Bakke. Very intricate from Leeds, and Bakke might have felt that he was being blocked off. I think that's what Bowyer was protesting about. It's broken down, and that's not good news for the would-be league leaders.
Well, I think that David O'Leary at half-time, you and I were watching Jason Wilcox do a pretty comprehensive warm-up, Mark, which suggested that, I think David had said to him, get yourself a proper warm-up, and if things haven't changed within the first maybe 15 minutes, he might be thinking of making that change.
Of course, also on the bench. He's usually in the team when fit. Hreiðarsson. Accompanied back by Harte. And Martyn applauding the way the left back got out of difficulties then. Mills. Well, he's made a run through the middle again. Ipswich holding a line which certainly shows some space to run into for the front players for Leeds, or breaking midfield players. Haven't got the timing of pass and movement right. And there's three up for Ipswich here. Armstrong. Magilton coming from midfield. Finidi George. This is Marcus Stewart trying to get there, but Mills got in front of him, which of course didn't happen when Ipswich took the lead.
Might just have been a little bit much weight on Magilton's pass to Finidi George. He was rather struggling for a controlled cross. It was a much better one, I have to say.
Armstrong. Knocked it down, and wasn't easy to defend that. But Rio Ferdinand got a good contact.
I think when it's as wet as today, we talk about goalkeepers' difficulty, but this could just as easily slide off a boot. It's good contact on it though.
Wilnis with another chance to deliver the ball into the right areas for Ipswich. Maybe set himself up for a shot. Sort of thing that Ian Harte does for Leeds in a short corner. Quite the angle from Bakke. Kewell on the right-hand side. Been better played. Ipswich might have been caught overcommitted. Another ruefully, Harry Kewell returning onto a central role at the moment. They're alongside Viduka and Keane. Mills. Bowyer. Fragment up late. Leeds aren't happy.
That's a close one. Tell you what, Matt Holland's the one. He's the number 8, the question mark. Did he go too deep for me? Did he drop behind the back four? He chases the run. Oh, it's close, isn't it? But he's probably got it right. But you can see how deep Holland goes there, Martyn. You see where he is. That might well have influenced the flag staying down. Probably just about got that right. God, don't be
Tells you something about Ipswich's defensive strategy today. Mills. Very central this time. And Kewell. Mills using the space in the wider positions. That's a very tentative cross in the circumstances. Stewart and Danny Mills hoping for some cover from his teammates. Stranded upfield. Magilton, Stewart. Finidi George.
Chance again, isn't it? The second goal has been so elusive for Ipswich this season. Might just mean so much to them today.
Kewell, change of pace. Maybe a change on the scoreline.
You know, sometimes that's what's needed, Mark, when they hold such a high line, a football team. When you get somebody who's got the ability to run with the ball, rather than look for the pass, if they're going to hold that line, they expect the pass to be played. Take them on, because once you break beyond the back, then you are free.
Handball by Bowyer. His eye for goal well documented, but he's only got one this season, and that was on the opening day against Southampton. Armstrong now the subject for player cam. Sky digital viewers, interactive facilities, channel 404. Well, David Batty was prepared to take the free kick, and the referee wasn't prepared to allow him to do so. Harte. Still a third of the game to go. Viduka. It's rather summed up his afternoon so far. Magilton, well read by Matteo. Batty to Bowyer.
He was a little heavy with it. They don't really have a system at the moment. What they've done ahead of the players are allowing Bowyer and Kewell to go basically anywhere they want, Martyn, just to go and influence the game.
Come here on the back of back-to-back home wins by 3-goal margins against Derby and Maritimo. The scoring touch elusive for David O'Leary's men at the moment. Portman Road. Holland. Batty. Stewart. He saw Armstrong take the defenders away, recognised there would be space for Finidi George. He got Ian Harte backpedaling and never really asked the question of him.
Sharing the grass in behind, just to slipped it on the outside, Martyn, and really used his speed.
Challenged by Wilnis. Bakke. Harte. Viduka got his head to it. And never in a position to really control the header. Back by Holland. He's not really influenced the play, but he's really doing his job for the side. Well, there's a ball on for Stewart to Armstrong.
Unlucky. I think he thought he had to play it first time, or the space would have closed up, Martyn. He tried it. He was very close to picking out his strike partner, not for the first time today.
Leeds swarming forward here. Viduka! Oh, and it's hit his own teammate, Robbie Keane.
Well, that's the way it's going for him in front of goal at the moment. Look at the yellow shots that they get forward. You have plenty of players arriving at the edge of the 18-yard box, and just as he thinks he's opened himself up to create a little bit of space, which he has done, smashes it off his own player. Frustrating day for the big lad up front for Leeds.
It's Armstrong with a touch, and Ferdinand looking for once slightly less than secure. Again, maybe the pace on the pitch.
And there won't be in any hurry to take this, Ipswich.
Well, how they would love to get this second goal here. Wright! Oh, Andy D'Urso waves away the appeals, which, to be fair, mostly came from the crowd.
What a strike that was, though.
Steven Gerrard in Munich.
I was thinking a little bit further out, but it was like Beckham's yesterday as well. A little bit of bend on it. Fabulous strike.
Wright voted Ipswich's most improved player last season.
Well, it's Bowyer who's coming off the post there, and well, you can see where Andy D'Urso is. He's got a great view of this. The arms might connect with that. They go very close. It's a tough one for me.
A certain amount of self-preservation for Mr. Bowyer. Makin. They're not as dominant Ipswich as they were at this stage in the first half, but they're still passing the ball well, and Magilton likes that one inside the defender for Finidi George, who's been pulled up for a foul.
Yeah, that was a combination that opened up Blackburn in that kind of way. Ball inside the fullback for Finidi George to strike the bar for Armstrong to score.
Room for Kewell to turn. It's a strange approach by Leeds, almost a freewheeling, just get the numbers in there and hope that something will come off. I suppose a leaf from Manchester United's book.
They're just a bit narrow for me at times, Martyn. That's the only thing, particularly on the left-hand side.
Matteo was surprised that there was no help there, and Finidi George can take this on. He looks to chip Nigel Martyn.
Oh, that's poor for me. Marcus Stewart's absolutely livid, and he's every right to be. You 1-0, you've got a great chance to put your top goal scorer in for nothing, and you fiddle about with it at the edge of the box trying to eccentric chip that was never going to work. I think that's poor. Might have looked good.
It's Keane's turn to carry the ball here for Leeds. Kewell, Batty, Bakke now on the right. Bowyer and Keane in the centre. Magilton. He's curved that beautifully with the outside of his foot so that Marcus Stewart, who was initially struggling to make the angle, would be able to receive the pass. And it's Jim Magilton again, spraying it around for Ipswich Town. Finidi George, found by Makin. He returns the compliment. He looks for Armstrong. It's Magilton! Oh! Excellent football from Ipswich Town again.
Yeah, it's pleasing on the eye, isn't it? Lovely football. Great movement. It's not all about passing. People have to move off the pass as well. And Ipswich put plenty of players in that move. Fabulous movement all over. Armstrong shows he needs a runner. Magilton provides that run. They're a touch disappointed. He hasn't got over the top of that and tested the goalkeeper.
And you can't have passes without the movement, can you? And here's the movement from Keane. And Sereni makes his third important save of the afternoon.
Well, I told you, Martin, one time the ball, it's going to stay down. He's probably off there, but it's going up that often. And this is the one time that Keane gets away. And yet again, what a save. I mean, he's had very little to do, Sereni, but he's made 3 fabulous saves.
2 from Keane now, the other from Kewell. Keane has judged the corner well. It's a flick from Bakke. Ipswich had pushed out.
Well, this is Finidi George, man. Remember I talked about it. Now look at the top of the screen. Look at Marcus Stewart. Look at him. He wants the ball. Play him in. Let him have a shot at goal. And I tell you, he was absolutely furious.
Yeah, you really have to score with the chip, don't you, if you take that option.
Especially 1-0. If you're 4-0 up in the game, then fine. That might be acceptable.
Batty. It's so finely balanced here at Portman Road. Keane lets it run cutely. Kewell. Back for Keane. Brilliant goal for Leeds United. Sereni could do nothing about it this time.
Well, they've held the line all day. Keane moments ago probably should have put them level. Well, if this was making this ball, it's brilliant because he almost plays it with the outside of his left foot here as it bounces up to him, and it takes a bit of pace off it. But it's just magnificent. It's right on the money. It's as good as the cross we saw first half, because Robbie doesn't do anything except let it just run in front of him and guide it past the goalkeeper. He doesn't need to take a touch on it. You see the spin in it? The spin on the ball holds it in his favour, and his finish was so accomplished.
And Leeds United, who've had to dig deep, slow into their stride here in Suffolk this afternoon, but now looking for a fiery finish, having equalised Marcus Stewart's opener, and yet again Andy, Ipswich didn't get the second goal.
No, I think that when you look at Finidi George's play then 5 minutes ago, I think that's what makes it so important. A chance to go 2-0 up, maybe put the game away, didn't take it, and what's happened is Keane's come up. Onus is now on Ipswich. Can they hold out? Because certainly Leeds will feel they can win this.
Viduka. He finds Kewell.
Oh. Might have been offside. Viduka drifts in. It's an interesting one this, had it found the bottom corner. Having played it, Viduka then decides I'm getting in there. And as he drives it across, well, take your pick. But they've been better up in the second half, Leeds. Just the tempo of their game made life more difficult for Ipswich. No surprise that Finidi George is coming off for me. I think he's not had one of his better days in a blue shirt. He'll have better ones.
Well, Jamie Clapham will go to the left, surely. And Jermaine Wright onto his preferred side. Been trying to make that change at 1-0, but they finally executed at 1-1. Hreiðarsson. So third time lucky for Robbie Keane. Twice thwarted by Matteo Sereni.
I think the third one was the one where he didn't opt for the power, Martin, but he drew the goalkeeper and opted for a deft little touch. Two previous chances required a bit of power in the shot.
Ferdinand swept it away with some difficulty. He'd spring forward again. The top travelling team in the Premiership. The points away from Ellen Road again. Bowyer.
They made the good stuff, David O'Leary's side, Mark. I think that's an absolute certainty. They're going to sleep Ipswich here for the corner.
Stewart. Mills was a bit lucky he didn't make contact then. So best of control challenge. He's going in again too. Oh!
Yeah, that's a ridiculous challenge from Mills.
And amazingly, the referee's shown no indication of at least making a point to Danny Mills.
I don't know, I didn't see it, but Jamie Clapham's giving him a little look. He's a lucky boy, the Ipswich player. Because as the ball breaks here, he comes in, he jumps in. Look at that. That's a horrible tackle. Nothing brave about that, I tell you.
He did something similar in the European game in midweek as well, and was lucky that the officials somehow, again, didn't see the potential damage in it.
You can understand the referee might have been blindside, but there's a linesman no more than 20 yards away who's... Well, they're only too keen to get involved in petty little incidents, but seem reluctant to put the flag up.
There's a lack of discipline at times about Danny Mills, but he needs to address. Nothing wrong with his play. He's kept out Gary Kelly. That takes a bit of doing. But he doesn't have to come the supposed hard man all the time. He's had a word with him now. I don't know whether that's just because they find themselves in the same part of the pitch. It didn't look a conscious decision by Andy D'Urso to get across there. 15 minutes to go, 1-1. Two talented teams in the FA Barclaycard Premiership.
I think this game's that open as well, Mark. But with 15 minutes to go, they certainly feel that there's a winner coming from somewhere.
Jermaine Wright. Too long, too strong.
Well, it's yet another game where his side have taken the lead here, and George Burley finds his team level pegging, going deep into the game.
Pleased to get his mind back on the match after disappointing news as a Rangers fan earlier in the day, especially when his assistant Tony Mowbray is Celtic. Here's Batty, Mills. It flew off Hreiðarsson, fortuitously for Ipswich, collected by Wright. Interception by Harte, and Leeds have got bags of players forward here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bowyer making it 6. Kewell on the ball.
He's trying to do a touch too much. But Leeds are out to win this. I mean, that's absolutely evident in the front. 6 and 7 men forward in attack.
Viduka may be due a goal. Well, if he does, it'll be in front of player cam. Sky Digital viewers, channel 404. Mills. Here is Viduka. The cross for Keane, not quite.
He's unlucky. Yes, couldn't get enough purchase on it again. Flag could easily have gone up, but this time it stays down again. Keane decides I'm going to pull back post. Just a little lacking in depth across.
Corner taker Harte. This time Magilton in the end. Ball by Matteo. Oh. Two centre-backs combining, and maybe Leeds should be in front here.
Yeah, it's another occasion when Ipswich are looking to see whether offside was given.
A bit of a swipe at it by Tom Matteo with his right foot, but what a ball it turned out to be.
Fantastic.
Arsenal 14 points, Manchester United 14 points, Leeds at the start of play 14 points. Stewart. Here's Jermaine Wright.
It's got to mean more.
It's got through from Bowyer's pass to the ever-running Robbie Keane. Kewell. Magilton not quite first to it. Batty was. Referee calling it even. A foot high on a player from each side. Fair conclusion for Andy D'Urso to draw. Keane. Bowyer. Viduka didn't play it here, obviously thought he was offside. Armstrong. Done by Clapham. Hreiðarsson got past Mills. Clapham further hit it with the left foot. Keane. It's a very good spot. You see that David Batty was in space. He looks for Viduka but doesn't find him.
Well, both teams have had chances, Martin, haven't they, when they've been in wide areas to really put good balls in, and have disappointed that Viduka. For Danny Mills. As a former Norwich City player, Danny Mills, Ipswich away is a fixture that makes the blood run. It's the
best defence I can give for him. Keane. We had a very dramatic, but in the end not decisive last 10 minutes or so 2 weeks ago here, and it did finish 1-1 between Ipswich and Blackburn. And it's set up for something similar. There'll be somebody out there who's going to make himself a match winner in the closing minutes. Bowyer. Wright just got it away from Harte. Holland, who's again played really within himself today, trying to curb the quality of Leeds United in midfield. Matteo's header there only drops for Stewart. Clapham and Hreiðarsson to the left. Armstrong's drifted away, back post. Time for a touch. Wright. Oh, that's a good diversion by the head of Danny Mills for Leeds United.
This is a better ball, 2 decent balls in here. Decides to take the touch on it, and when it comes back to Wright, well, Hreiðarsson carries on his run. He wants it back post, that's who he's looking for. Pretty good defending.
McGreal goes to the near post, solidly by Ferdinand, and it's a one-man crusade here by Keane for Leeds United. Well, he didn't go down, and remember, he was yellow carded for diving at Charlton recently. It's a break that was building up to thrill for Leeds United, but didn't quite fulfill in the end. Stewart. Steered forward by Batty. Bowyer's on the move ahead of Kewell. In just a bit too early. Ahead of Viduka and Keane.
There's been a lot to admire about the game, but honestly at times the crossing has been, well, less than Premiership standard, particularly late in the game. Maybe tired legs at 2 big games in midweek and the Thursday from both of these.
Yes, it's been the touch at key moments that's been lacking. Certainly not the athleticism that both sides have brought to the occasion today. Legs don't look travel weary. Makin. Hoofed away by Mills. Keane's made a couple of long aching runs recently, so he let Viduka chase that one. Magilton. Here's Mills. And the last season between these two was a decisive goal, and it was 2-1 to Leeds, and it could go 2-1 here. It does. An own goal by Venus, just as happened last February. Lightning has struck twice in the same fixture in successive seasons. Ipswich 1, Leeds United 2.
Well, I have to say this is really, really poor defending, Mark. You watch this as it comes across, and well, Chris Makin should deal with this better than he does. That's an awful header. Don't know what he was trying to do, what he was thinking of doing. I feel sorry for Venus. He's been absolutely perfect at the back. Couldn't fault him. He knows Viduka's behind him. He knows he has to try and deal with it. That's the problem for him. If he doesn't, then Viduka taps it in, so he takes a chance that he might scramble it wide. It's not to be.
Off comes Jermaine Wright. Well, Mark Venus will not look back on the home games against Leeds United with much affection, despite the fact he scored a season ago. and has made a goal here today. Couñago for Wright. There's the Ipswich change. 4 minutes plus added time to go. This is Leeds United's 14th away Premiership game in the year 2001, and they're heading for their 11th win.
Can you believe that, Andy? That's fantastic. I think that the record this calendar year has been nothing short of fantastic. And, you know, if they keep that up, man, for the rest of the season, if they can put all that together for one season rather than the calendar year, then they've got to go very close to winning this Premiership title. That's been again one of the best performances. I think they will play better. And I tell you what, they've improved second half. They've taken a chance. They've thrown man after man forward. And even when they got back to 1-1, they weren't happy with that. They've looked to go and try and win it.
Well, George Burley's trying to save it now. Wilnis for Makin. And that's the end of Ipswich's permitted changes. Holland. Leeds haven't got the points in the bag just yet. Wilnis, Armstrong, Wilnis. Couñago. Wilnis gets in his cross. Very good leap by Mills. 2 minutes plus added time. It's a corner.
Felt it was leaned on here, Ferdinand, when he was dealing with that. Thought Hreiðarsson just leant a bit too heavily on him. The referee was having none of it.
Hreiðarsson. Leeds pushing out. Stewart. Gets his free kick, clipped by Kewell.
Yeah, it'll be Wilnis. They'll try and get Wilnis over with the left foot. They'll whip this one in.
That's what he does. And Ferdinand limps out of that challenge. And back by Wilnis, forward by Holland. Armstrong. Couñago, and Martyn was on the ground when the ball arrived.
Well, any deflection off Rio Ferdinand might well have taken it past him. He's gone down Rio Ferdinand, and he's got a problem or just lost a boot, as you can see there.
But typical for Leeds, they go on. Keane beaten away continental style by Sereni. Ferdinand's on his feet. Will be 2 extra minutes. They want to see that through.
Well, he's limping though, and I think they want to get him off. Any doubts at all, even though there's only 2 minutes. He'll make the decision himself pretty quickly. He's okay, yeah. Hand comes out.
Keane's back heel. Finds Mills onside and to run down the clock. Of course, Danny Mills got himself into trouble trying to use up time at Highbury. And Leeds won 2-1. Kewell. Isn't it strange? The score is here exactly the same for Leeds as last season, in a different order. Keane and Wilnis own goal. And part of the strange events of September 2001. A month which is going to end with Leeds top of the table. And should they concede an equaliser in stoppage time, which is looking unlikely simply because the clock is against the home side. Arsenal won at Derby. Manchester United in the most dramatic circumstances at Tottenham. Wilnis. Cleared by Keane. Back by Wilnis. Holland heads it off. Keane again, just screening in the midfield now. Launched by McGreal. Won by Mills. The match won by Leeds United. David O'Leary's team back on top. And after a sticky first half, they sorted it out in the second. Robbie Keane eventually getting the better of Matteo Sereni, who twice denied him. And then Wilnis, who'd set up the Ipswich goal with a wonderful free kick for Stewart, having to stretch and divert him what turned out to be the winner. Leeds still unbeaten, still going strong. And at the moment, although you get nothing at the end of September for being top, they are the cream of the crop if you look at the league table. Ipswich 1, David O'Leary's team 2.
Well, Leeds